I want to go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy, but I want to go outside in the rain. But I think I'm gonna cry. And I don't want you to see me cry. I want to go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy, but I want to go outside in the rain. Once the rain starts falling on my face, you won't see a single trace, but the tears I'm crying, because of you I'm crying. Don't want you to see me cry. Let me go, let me go, let me go. I want to go outside in the rain.
No, you starting to get the whole song now.
Nah, I ain't gonna do the whole song. I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that. But I do remember them days back at and they used to play that all the time when we was little.
Well, yeah, I played it a lot. I like them older songs, man.
Yeah, you played dramatics a whole lot. Marcus, it was a song in particular. I'm about to hit you up after this. It was a song that Marcus was talking about. It's like neither one of us could figure out what it was. But it's like it's a song you would play all the time, man. But anyway, welcome everybody to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker. If you ain't figured it out already, we got my dad back in the building. How you doing?
Yeah, we in the house. I'm starting to give me a nickname. They call me Mr. Do the Work. Do the work.
That's what they call you.
Let's do the work. Let's break it down. Let's see
Okay.
what's going down. What we
Look,
talking about?
the numbers don't lie. We had to bring it back. We had to double back for another episode. But what's going on? How you doing today?
I'm good. You know, we just got back from St. Louis and
How was that?
went to work. It was good. Nice to see the family. Everybody doing good and stuff like that. But it's great to be back here in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to. It's like when you visit home, it's like you visit and it's like, all right now, let's go back home. You know what I'm saying? You go see the people that you need to see. You say your highs, you got your good time, and it's like, all right, let's go back home.
Yeah, it's funny how, it's been 5 years and we made Texas home.
Yeah.
And usually you look forward to getting back, getting home like that. I mean, when we first moved down here, we was would go home and you felt like you was going home. Now, it feels like when you come, you at home. So that's a good feeling.
Yeah, this is home. I remember, when y'all moved back, I remember, because we didn't move when y'all moved. For those that didn't know, my parents moved first, and then my brother and I ended up moving after. And I remember when y'all left, y'all used to come back a lot. And it was just like one like after a while, it's just like it kind of like died down a little bit, especially once we moved down there. It was just like, it became more and more like home down here. Even I used to get homesick. Like I still get homesick sometimes too, but it's the people that you miss more than the things. Like this really has become home.
Right. I get homesick for family. I
Right.
don't really get homesick for St. Louis though.
Nah.
I mean, they doing some different stuff though. They building downtown and all around the Central West End, back behind Barnes Hospital and stuff like that.
Right.
But North St. Louis, they ain't really doing nothing to it. It's crazy to me. But hey,
Yeah.
that's home. That's
It
home.
it is. It is. It is. But speaking of family and stuff, I wanted to ask you some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've been curious about, like, you know what I'm saying, when I think about like relationships and marriages and stuff like that. And I get very curious about, like, um what it takes to get to that space, right? Because, like, with me being a younger person, I feel like, having a, like, you say that you want to be married, whatever, whatever, but to understand like what it really means to like actually be in a level of partnership like that, you know what I'm saying? It makes me wonder, do I really have a good understanding of what that really means, to actually like invest that way with a person?
Right, right. Well, a good relationship, you don't really have to work for it. Like if you working in a relationship, to make somebody happy and to make yourself happy, then you sort of kind in the wrong relationship.
Mm,
Because like
mm,
a lot of people like get married to how or in a relationship on how people look, you know, but looks fade, you
mm-hmm.
know, but it's what's in your heart. Like they don't nowadays people don't even get to know each other. You know,
Yeah,
when young folk get in a relationship, it might be about sex or it might be about other things, and then they might have a family before they even talk to each other and got deep in the knew about people's family and stuff like that.
yeah,
But when we was growing up, you when you dated, you kind of like met your best friend.
mm, yeah,
So I think that everybody I know, like even in my family and stuff, like if you look at them and stuff, and you look at their wives, they sort of kind of with their best friend. They can
mm-hmm.
go out and on the weekend, they can ride and talk or not say nothing, or go to families' houses and sit there. But if you look at them, like if you look at Danny and Margaret, and then you look at Nay and Gina, man, they got years in, they just happy. They
Yeah,
can communicate each other. They gotta understand. I mean, I'm not in their business. I'm just assuming that they're happy like that because,
yeah,
because that's how I look. But where I can relate to like me and your mom, we always been friends.
yeah.
So
And like, how long though? Like, like, how long? That's the crazy part.
right, because like I say, I remember the first day of kindergarten, and your mom. Remember your mom. See, and that's one thing I can remember stuff like that. Your mom had like two pigtails. She probably gonna get me for telling this.
I mean,
And
it's a
she was
classic look.
right. And she was with her mother on the steps, and I can remember her. She was missing one up front too. You know what I'm saying? You can remember that vividly.
Yeah,
So I mean, we sat next to each other in kindergarten and stuff, but I mean, we didn't date and stuff like that. But we were always friends. And then in high school, if I see her on the bus stop, I worked at like Shell Oil, and she would get out the bus. I would like some days, I would look out and walk her, to her house because it was right up the street. And
would
we
you be looking
always just
for it? It sounded like you was
yeah,
looking for her a
well,
little
for
bit.
real, I was. You know, for
He
real,
got
I
that
was
graze
because I
fast
walked.
that like that.
I walked up. I was walking home and stuff, and we were talking stuff. But it was always on the level of like friends.
Yeah,
Cause so that's what I'm saying. You have to enjoy being around a person if you want a relationship to work, and then you got to know. That's where I was talking to Danny. I think it was Monday, and he was making the point. He was saying that. He was like, when we grew up, like we all knew each other in some part. It wasn't much you could hide because I knew like when he started dating Margaret, and she would come around. I think they was like in the 8th grade, and they would come around
oh,
and
that's crazy.
yeah, and they've been like I'm saying that they've been together ever since. So they celebrated 40 years, but man, really they got over almost 50 years in the game just being together. just being together. But you know what, Craig? What I always wonder about that. You know, when somebody passed, you know how you gonna when you went with somebody that long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy to be alone. I think that's the scariest thing for me. You know, it's like, you know, I've been with your mom for so long, you know, probably over 40 years, you know,
Right.
up to 40 years and stuff like that. And that's a long time to be able to hear somebody's voice, you know, hug somebody, see their face, and you know, it ain't like you don't have all good times, but you enjoy the bad times too, because that's
Yeah.
what make you, you know, that's
Mm.
what make a relationship great, you know. So you have the bad times and stuff like that, and then there's things that you know. In relationships you have to work on and stuff like that. But I could keep talking if you let me. But like I said, I want to just answer your questions, and then if I get a spot, you know, I go on
No,
and talk.
I was good. Like I was good letting you talk because it's interesting. Because like even I remember I was talking to y'all a while ago, like a few months back, and I was talking about somebody that I cared for, and it's just like where it's just like like that person gets on my nerves, like you know what I'm saying. It's just like you bother me so much, but at the same time, like I still really care about you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's just like a different feeling. I think sometimes like when we get into relationships, a lot of the time you chasing like it like you said, it's almost like you fighting for it. You know what I mean? Like we be in relationships with people and it's like you fighting for it. It's just like, oh, we arguing, you know what I'm saying? And you really sitting here thinking like, do I even want to be with this person? And it's just like to deal with somebody and it's just like, look, I'm mad at you, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just mad at you. It's kind of like if I was to get mad at you as my father, you know what I'm saying? It's like you still my father. It ain't like I'm going nowhere. It's not like the dynamic of the relationship is gonna change. You know what I'm saying? It it shows like what unconditional love is,
Right.
and you
Right.
know what I'm saying. I think sometimes like some situations don't really be unconditional. Like when you go through things in a relationship, like hard spots, you find out if your relationship is truly unconditional or if y'all there for the wrong reasons, kind of.
Yeah, and then like it's things that I look at other people relationships that I just don't understand. Like, and they got a lot of years in the game, like people, but then like a lot of times it don't work because I hear people like, you know, I've been with when I've been with your mother and I think Danny and them, and I know Danny and them, and I kind of think Nate and them the same, but you know, when you get in a relationship, it's like what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I hear people in their relationships they be talking about they got separate bank accounts and they do separate things and take separate trips and all that. And man, it don't never work somewhere down the line because they never was in a committed relationship. And that's
Mm-hmm.
I feel. Cause see, that's not committed, you know. That's like, you know, y'all formed a marriage to have kids and stuff, but I'm gonna get a safety net and then you gonna get a safety net.
That's
And
like
then
a business
yeah,
partnership.
exactly. It's exactly what it seems like. And you be in all my life, you know, I be listening to it, I be like, man, that ain't gonna work, you know, to me. And then sure as it can be, you know, all of a sudden you hear people getting divorced, and you be like, wonder why, you know, like a person to be like, man, this my car, you know,
Right. Yeah.
this mine, you know, this my money, and all I had to do is pay for my house and stuff like that, and then all this my money, and my wife keep her money, and I be like, man, how that work if you broke? You got to go ask your wife for, you know, some money, man, and I'm like, I just don't get it because for all the time that we've been together, you know this, we've always been together on every decision that we make and you have to argue sometimes, argue your way through it, you know, if something you wanted to buy and stuff like that, but still You didn't disrespect the person and go ahead and do what you wanted. You kind of communicated. They might went to bed mad when you bought it.
Yeah.
Still, but still you let the person know that what you was doing and stuff like that. And like, and that's what I think them type of relationships, they just work, because you're a team, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm starting to at least see from my own experience is that, you know, well, to get deep about it a little quick, like, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes, like, there's marriages that we create, and then there's marriages that God gives us, right?
Mhm.
And God only is gonna give you your right person when you do certain things in your own life, like certain work in your own life, right? Because like even in the like what you were saying, like where people got separate stuff and it's just like this me, this mine, this whatever, whatever, whatever. It don't really sound like a proper marriage mindset because you
Right,
still sound selfish.
right,
So how are you gonna be fully committed to a partnership with somebody that's lifelong if you still have a mentality that's based around you? Now, it's one thing to care about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't really love somebody until you know how to love yourself and stand up for yourself. But you know what I'm saying? That to be like, this is mine, that's hers over there, these not my problems, them her problems, you know, whatever. It's just like that's not no team mindset. You
right,
know what I'm saying? To
right,
me, that's telling me that you know what I'm saying, you ready to throw me under the bus, you know, if shit was to hit the fan. But you know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a team thing. And then that at the end of the day, like it's gonna be easy to walk away from somebody like that because there were conditions. You didn't have that right mindset going into it. You know what I'm saying? Was it about, you know, the love, or was it about what you could gain from being in this situation?
right. And see, for me, it's funny that you should say that because, like, probably when I met your mom, and you know our story, and I was, it was a time where I prayed to God to put somebody in my life, and He put her in my life, through circumstances and reasons, and seeing her and getting back with her and stuff like that. So I know that God played a role in our relationship. And that's what I'm saying. That's what's so funny that you said that. Because probably had it not been for God, like when we were dating in high school, and then we went out on graduation night, and then she went on off to school and did her thing and stuff, and then we it was a pause in that, right?
Right.
Circumstance, I wouldn't have seen your mama, through certain circumstance, I wouldn't have went and knocked on her door and stuff like that. So, God put everybody in a place, and you roll up on people, and then you remember what you loved about somebody, what you liked about somebody. And then sometimes he puts you out there in the world so you can see other people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that you can see other people and say, man, I don't want to be with this type person, I don't
Yeah.
I don't want a relationship with this type of person. You might be like, well, she might be too loud, or she might be too bougie, or she might be too proper, or whatever. Your likes or dislikes. And then you find out that the person that you was talking to, that was your friend, had everything that you wanted. Right, and
Yeah.
and, sometimes when we always be talking, how we be saying that sometimes people ask God for stuff, and people thinking like, and we made the statement one time, and I forget what we was talking about, but we were saying how, like, I think it was finances or something, and we were saying how people, in the church or whatever, ask God for something, and they think it's gonna drop in their lap, and
Uh-huh.
the answer ought to be right there. And all they have to do that work and figure stuff out, you know, and figure out what God wants you to do.
Yep.
Put it right there in front of you. But you have to choose. You know, you can. I mean, like in everything, it's doors that you cross and stuff. He'll put it right there in front of you, but you have to use your common and good sense. Choose, you know, because after all, you know, if you follow Christ, you will go through the right doors and you
Yeah.
right thing. That's just like if it's a choice of you when you young to go rob a bank or continue school and get your degree and all that stuff and be something in life, or you just go to jail. You know, he put the path in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's up to you. You choose it. Now, if you believe, that's what I'm saying. And life is just that simple. Now, if you choose Christ, you know, then you're not gonna go rob a bank. You're gonna go pick a path that you're doing something productive.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that's just like so to get back on what your mom, that's what he put in front of me. He put somebody that I could relate to, that loved me for me. And I knew she didn't want nothing but just me. And that's to me, that's the best feeling in the world. If you gotta chase somebody and they don't really want you and they don't really want to, be with you, they got different motives, they want you to be something you not, then it's not gonna work on that either.
Yeah. 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 And you know what I'm saying? And that's a different experience. See, I'm just now learning what it means to, like, interact with people and just be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would deal with people that would try to be like, that would either assume I was one thing or try to make me out to be something else. And my
Right,
dumb ass would actually try to be what they thought I was instead of just being what I was. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that love was like chasing somebody down. And it's just like, and what's so funny about it is I was chasing like the material things, like what people look like, what it would look like, what I'm saying, what we look like together, just having a relationship in general and stuff like that. And the thing that would always have me conflicted, because I'm usually the person that leaves those situations. Like, I'll try to hold on to them at first, but I'll end up leaving certain situations because I get conflicted as a person that grew up seeing and understanding what love should be. You know what I'm saying? What unconditional love is, because, like, you know what I'm saying, just as far as how our family unit is, it is unconditional love. We don't always like each other. Sometimes we argue, you know what I'm saying? It's not always pretty, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we know what it is to come through for each other and show up for each other in the best ways that we know how. You know what I mean? So me as a person that knows that when I'm not getting that from somebody, I know it. And the part of me that knows that God don't want certain stuff for me is like, I can't stay here.
right,
I
right.
don't belong here.
But see, that's what, like what you just said. That's what I'm saying. That if something hard in a relationship, then it's not meant to be. Relationship not meant to be hard. And when I'm saying that about what you just said, you shouldn't have to be nobody else in a relationship. You should be able to be yourself. See, and that's what I'm saying. When people figure out that that people gonna love you for you, because how can you love if look, if you not your true self,
Mm-hmm.
you're in a relationship, then even if that person care for you, they not caring for you. They caring for this facade that you putting out there. You
Yeah.
And then when you try to be yourself, or when you trying to be risky, you try, then you won't, understand and stuff like that. They looking like, well, this ain't the person that I grew with. I grew at the person that's opening doors, that laughing at my jokes. Don't give a damn if I laugh at yours. I like the person that's doing everything for me, but ain't reciprocating nothing for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then when all of a sudden you start saying, well, what about me? And they like, what about you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what about you? You ain't never said nothing about you. You was always giving. and giving. And then they always taking and taking. Sometimes you got to learn how to be able to absorb stuff to make sure that the people you with know how to give stuff to you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, because like, and it's crazy that you say that too, because even me, like, I'm a giver, and this is something that, like, I finally learned how to stand up for myself, and I'm not blaming nobody for nothing that I went to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all done listen to the podcast enough, y'all should know that the bad shit that I went through, I, I find strength in that. So like, I'm learning that I can't give. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be that person that was perfectly content, just giving, and not receiving.
Right.
You know, and I've gone through certain experiences where, you know what I'm saying, I've dealt with people, and it's just like, you walk away feeling depleted. Like, you walk away feeling like, damn, why do I have nothing to give back to myself?
Right.
Because you done gave it all away.
Exactly. It
And
takes
you,
a lot, it takes a lot of work to be fake.
yeah.
I'm just saying, it takes a lot of work to be happy, and it takes a lot of work for people to insult you, and it takes a lot of work for a person not to give a damn about you, and you still happy. It takes a whole lot of strength to smile when you sad. You
Yes.
strength to smile when you sad, man. So
That's what I'm, uh-huh.
it's just easier to me. It's just easiest to just be yourself, you know. And but I've learned that, you know, through 34 years of marriage. When I first got married, when my feelings get hurt, I didn't say nothing either. You know, I just held it, you know. And through God's grace, everything changed in my relationship, you know, and I got better, and Val got better, and then we grew, you know.
Right. As you should, right? And that's the other thing that I had to realize too, because in certain relationships, you got to pay attention to if y'all actually are growing together.
Right,
And it's, and, you know, and it's important to try to, you have to not only pay attention to yourself and what it is that you do, and if you growing and if you still evolving, but is that person that you with making, you know, putting that effort into themselves to also grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? Because I've dealt with situations too where it's just like, you know, sometimes people don't have that self-awareness of like, you know what I'm saying, how could I be better? You know what I'm saying? How can I be better? Like, they can tell you all of the things that you do wrong. You know what I'm saying? But we be walking around with these like pride and egos, like we can do no wrong. But see, that person over there, they do this, they do that, they do this, and I, you know what I'm saying? And you could work on that. And it's just like, well, you got stuff that you could work on too.
right,
You know, and when you really in a relationship with somebody, like one that you actually want to last, you know what I'm saying, the needs of that other person matter. Now, I ain't saying change yourself to meet the needs of that person. Like, you should still be able to be yourself and like work with somebody else. But you know what I'm saying, if all you worried about is your own happiness and just getting your needs met, that's that taking mentality.
yeah,
That other person ain't gonna get what they need.
yeah. You ever don't figure out that it's easy for us to look at other people's relationship and figure it out, like, and it's simple, like, you know, you can come over here and look at me and your mom, you probably can be saying, man, this is simple. Why they talking about, you know, it's just easy. You can look at, I don't understand why we can figure out everybody else's relationship, but we can't figure out our own, you
Because
know.
it's easier. Because it's easier. But you know what I'm saying? I think what I just said kind of lies in that too, because in order to see what's wrong in your relationship, you'd have to look at both people. And some people ain't trying to look at themselves and,
Right,
and what's going on.
right,
You can see them other people, you know what I'm saying? You can see them other people, and I'm sure that in a relationship you can see your partner, but you don't see yourself.
right. Because I just said that about people and how people been married and how got separate stuff like that, and they do separate things. And I probably could walk, the street, and somebody will tell me like, "Hey, we've been doing that for 50 years, and it works for us. That's how our marriage is." And they'll tell you why it worked to the point, to the T. You know, they'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you why, probably the wife need her separate account and the husband need his separate account, and why they go on different trips and stuff, because it works for them. I'm not saying that, that those relationships not don't work.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they just don't work for me,
Right.
you know.
Right. And that's why it's important. You know what? And I guess that's why it's important that you got to find the right person for you, right? You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Because when you trying to make somebody fit that just ain't the fit, that's how you get in that situation, because that don't work for you. But that's why you and mom are a couple.
Right. Because you absolutely, like, you absolutely, two messed up people probably could be in a relationship, and it probably will work for them. And
Yeah.
then, we'll probably go over there and look and say, "Man, this is the craziest stuff, I ever seen."
But it
And
worked for them.
it'll work for, right. It'll work for them, because because it's not a blueprint on how relationships go. It's not nothing out there to say you got to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nothing out there to say because my way worked for me, it'll work for you. You might not get that type of friend. You might get somebody totally different. You
Yep.
might get somebody. You might get somebody that life is structured different. You might get somebody that was taught differently and everything. Because see, the thing that we didn't get into about, we was talking about relationships and stuff like that, is because another thing that works for like my brother's marriages and all that stuff, and you look at their wives and stuff, their wives are the same type people. And I don't look. All I'm saying is this: how the past look, because I don't want to piss nobody off.
Yeah.
You can go over like and have a family reunion, and you can look at my brother's wives, and they'll be the sweetest, kindest, most considerate, people. And those are the people that they pick. They ain't gonna pick no hoochie mama. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? They ain't gonna pick nobody that was slow and stuff, but they didn't pick nobody that was
Everybody kind of
super
like
fast.
grandma. Like
Right. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, because if I say it like that, it be sounding like I'm a mama's boy. But it's the
Yeah.
reason why. It's the reason why, you see people grow up, and you see people grow up and they see how their mother treated their father and their father treated their mother. And they say, okay, that's what type of relationship that I want, you
Right.
know? And then, like, just like that's what I'm saying, in their wives, they the same way. They ain't soft. They ain't gonna let nobody, run over them, you know, but they know how I don't know how to put it in a way, but they just to me, they just perfect for who they are. And you can look at them, you'll be like, well, I see why he,
I see why they're
married her.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see why they together. I see why, because they friends first, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, you really ain't gonna be friends with no hoochie mama on the street. It's a place for them, and that ain't in your life, you know.
Yeah.
But now, don't get me wrong, a fast brother and a hoochie mama could get together and have a good marriage, make about 8, 9 kids.
Be like that one in that Tyler Perry. In the Tyler Perry movies, Why Did I Get Married?
Right,
Them two.
right,
Them two that just be going off on each other all the time. But
exactly,
that's them though.
because it'll work for them. That's all I'm saying. Before, if you, to me, if I stray anywhere, like from out of my comfort zone, and would have got anybody that's different like that, I wouldn't have been married. I would have found, I would have messed it up. She'd have left, because I ain't fast. I ain't quick. I just know how to get up and go to work every day and want to take care of family. and stuff like that. Now, if you, like I said, if you wanted more than that, it wasn't me, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Even you know what I'm saying? Like as much shit as I talked in the beginning days of the podcast, where I was like out of my last relationship or whatever. Like the bigger picture was we just weren't for each other.
Right,
Like, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't for each other. And that's why we went through all of the things that we went through. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a different type of person. I like to be at home. I like to be in my peace. I don't like my peace disrupted. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all of that. I don't need all of the extra stuff. I don't need the fast life. I do it when I get ready to. I do it when I feel like it. But you know what I'm saying? I was dating a person that was looking for constant stimulation and excitement. And I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I'm not like that. So at the end of the day, we was both unhappy.
right. But you knew what you was choosing when the first date.
Yeah.
What you like what you like, and you give it an effort. But then when it ain't don't work out, then you sit back and realize like, man, that wasn't gonna never work. You know,
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
wasn't gonna never work. But I gave it because see, we always think people gonna change.
Yeah.
You
And you
know,
can't change somebody. You gotta accept them who and where they are.
right?
You know what I'm saying? If that's what that person is, you can't try to change that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people be trying to do. They be like, this relationship would be better if they just did whatever, whatever. It's just like, look, this them. You either gonna take it and learn to live with it, or you gonna leave it. What you gonna do? Because trying to change them ain't right. It ain't right to try to change somebody
Yeah,
and
I
to be
agree
in
with
something
you,
that
bro.
they not.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But yeah, bottom like I say, bottom line, I wish I had the answer to tell y'all, what make a good relationship. I just think when you find a person that you want to talk to on the phone, and that's old school now, but you find a person you want to talk to and see every day, and just simple stuff, that you like. It'll always work,
Hmm.
because if you like somebody, you give them the best of you,
Yeah.
But if you not friends with person, when you feeling bad, you're gonna get that person your worst side, and you mad, you're gonna get that person your worst side,
Yeah.
and then your worst side is not the side you want to give people, you know.
It's crazy. I wrote something the other day and I'm gonna read it. And it's ironic that we talking about this and this is what I wrote. But it says it's called unconditional. And this is me just musing about unconditional love. And I said, are you really gonna love me no matter what? From where I sit, that notion seems impossible. Given what we've been through, the signs are there. You will, but it's still hard to believe. My parents and brother do it because they have to, unable to change the places we hold in each other's lives and the roles that we played in them. They were all I had when I was sick, the only ones I could rely on in my darkest moments. Even so, there were still times where they didn't show up for me the way I would have liked. Is that going to change with you? Is that asking for too much? Or do we have exactly what it takes to make that difference? Showing up for each other in ways neither of us has ever experienced before. Writing this with dry tears on my face, wondering how would you react to me? Are my emotions going to be too much for you? Can you accept that they are a part of my process? Will you be patient with me when I struggle to balance them? Do I have to hide these parts of myself or do you want them? Are you that person that, like me, wants to see it all, bearing my soul once again in hopes to finally be understood? The one that wants to learn all of the ways to love me better, properly? Will my talents and charisma make you proud? Cherishing my passion and dedication to all the things that I care for, respecting my sensitivity without trying to change it, not mistaking me for weak when allowing myself to be vulnerable with you, thinking of the day when I inevitably come home with dry tears on my face. What will you do? I pray I find the woman who knows exactly what I need, a person who's going to be my biggest supporter at the proudest milestones, Will they mean as much to you as they do to me? Someone someone who sees me give my all to all the things that I love, supporting me throughout my journey. The one that sees my soul, strengths, insecurities, gifts, and fears, loving me through it all. Can you open up and allow me to do the same? Finally understanding the true meaning of until death do us part, being two people who know what it means to love each other on our best and worst days.
Right. What's that chapter one of unconditional love?
I'm not gonna say what project that comes
Ooh-wee.
from. I'm not gonna say what project that comes from, but it's just like me wondering. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about the type of person I want to be, because I think I didn't think about that enough. I didn't think about the person that I was and the person that I should be with. You know what I'm saying? I used to always try to, just took what I thought works and try to make it work no matter what. And that's not really what I want. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to just be with the person that I click with, you know what I'm saying? Of course you want to be with the person that you click with, but it's not about being with the first person that you click with.
Right.
It's about I want the person that sees me. Like that's where I'm at with it now. Like I just want the person that sees me and accepts me for me and can really love me. You know what I'm saying? Love me the way that I've experienced love in my own life. You know what I'm saying? Which is unconditional. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And see, you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to walk away from all that stuff. You gotta be willing to be alone. Well, when it's just like when you settling in a relationship and stuff like that. Uh, People fear the fact that they gonna be by themselves.
Yeah.
So people don't want to give up a bad relationship that they in. You
Yeah.
know, just because they want to stay or be with somebody or care what it looks like, but they don't know. Like if you stand in a bad relationship, you hurting you hurting yourself.
Yep.
And then if you got kids and stuff, you think you're doing it for the better of 'em. It's best for you to be the best person that you are.
Yep.
And the best person that you are is in a good relationship and stuff like that and let them grow. But like people like you have to find out that, everybody that's the decision. That's what I'm saying. When I started this, when I say God leads you somewhere, you know, but you gotta make the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you gotta, you gotta, not to always get biblical, but sometimes you gotta pray. And sometimes I remember like when I would buy a car or bought our house and stuff, I would pray and I would ask God. I was like, look, if it's too difficult, I'm not gonna do it. Show me the way, you know, or show me that I'm making the right decision. So if it was hard, I knew
It
that
wasn't for
wasn't
you.
right for me. So just like in relations, that's what I'm saying when I was saying it's doors that you can go through. Now, if you're in a bad relationship, that's because you ain't trusting God that's gonna put the right person in there for you. You ain't trusting that your faith gonna be is out there good for you. So you sticking to what you know, although you may be miserable, although stuff ain't falling in line for you, although the things ain't coming right for you, because you gotta put your faith first. And like I'm saying, I'm not talking about people. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to tell people, put your faith in God and put your faith in anything. If it's just about putting your faith in you, you
Yep.
know, to do the right things and don't take stuff that's not good for you. Don't be in bad relationships. Be in relationships that's good for you, or don't be in no relationship at all.
Yeah.
Work on yourself.
Yeah, you
You
know what I'm
know,
saying? And I had to learn that for myself. It's so crazy because you know it. Like I got put at a crossroads, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought that my relationship was good. You know what I'm saying? I thought my relationship was fine. Was I as happy as I could be? Like, nah, but I thought I was, right?
Right.
And when things started to unfold, you know what I'm saying? And I really got to thinking, like, is this somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with? You know what I'm saying? In the back of my mind, I knew the answer was no, but you start telling yourself excuses. It's just like, well, we got this together. You know what I'm saying? We live together. And we made all these plans together, and
Right.
we get along. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what's gonna happen if I'm alone? But it's just like, but what, you scared of being alone, but you know this ain't what you want. You
So,
know this ain't what you
so,
want. You know this ain't who you want or where you want to be.
so how do it feel being alone?
Better. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? It feels better. And the crazy part is, I don't know if people are gonna understand this or not. I think some people will, but it has to be that way. I feel like God tests us in ways, and like that was my test as a person. And I think people, you know, see the bad in it instead of seeing it for what it is. It was a test, you know. Like God said, "Look, this is what you think you wanted," and He put me in a very very difficult situation where He showed me this ain't what I wanted, and I was left with a choice. You know what I'm saying? I was left with a choice. Do you
But
want to continue doing this, or do you want to, you know, step out on faith, trust me, and get something better? And it not only did I leave that relationship, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm single, but I found myself. I learned how to love myself. I learned how to be okay alone. I learned how to become more stable as a person, a more emotionally balanced. I'm not dependent on somebody to make me feel good, to make me happy. I learned how to stand up for myself. I found my strength. I found my power. All of the things that I was looking for somebody else to do for me, I learned how to do all of those things for myself. So I know when God sends this relationship in that is meant for me, I'm going to be able to stand on my own 2 feet, be myself, and be solid.
won't he do it? I ain't saying it true. Won't he do it? Won't he
Okay.
do it? Let's
Like,
stop
I'm
playing.
not looking for somebody to complete me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
looking for somebody to complete me. I am complete. So anybody that he brings into my life is going to add
It's gonna be the
value.
better version. You're gonna give it, and plus you can give them the better version of you because
Yes.
it's things that you're not gonna accept. Because
Yep.
now you know that you can do this by yourself, so you don't got to go into nothing desperate. You don't have to go and nothing worry about what people think of you. A lot of things like, and then a lot of time people worry about what people think of,
Mm-hmm.
and then they worry about what society think of you. And you got to say hell with society. People gonna talk about you anyway. You know,
Regardless.
so is. People gonna talk about you. All that's gonna do is mess up your mental health. But worrying about what people think. It's so many people going to the psychiatrist because they worry about what people think.
Me.
Right? Well, I'm just telling you.
I'm telling the truth. I'm
I'm
telling
just
them you
telling
ain't
you.
lying.
Right? And they making money because they sitting up here saying these niggas is worried about what people ready to commit suicide, worried about what people think of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the half of the people that thinking shit about you, they ain't no fucking good. See, I said I wasn't gonna cuss, but half of the people that think that's talking about you, that think about, they ain't nothing, and they ain't nothing they self. Because if they can go around and start rhetoric and worry about what people doing, they don't have no life neither.
No.
And we worrying about them people.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was praying to myself earlier today. It's funny you say I was praying. I was walking through, and I was telling God, because I was just like, thank you for showing me my strength. Because you know what I done had to do in these last couple of weeks. And I was just like, thank you for showing me my strength. Thank you for showing me that You know what I'm saying? Other people don't matter. Because at one point in time, I used to care what people thought. You know what I'm saying? And I used to listen to what people say. And the things that people would say, or how you thinking that you ain't got it. The things that people will say, or how you thinking that you ain't shit. Even if they ain't saying it directly. You know what I'm saying? Not even if they ain't saying it directly to you. And it's just like, I had to realize today, it's just like, I am that girl. You know what I'm saying? I am that girl. I am powerful. I am talented. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people like me. I got charisma. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really that girl. And I used to walk around with my head down like I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's because I was trying to impress people. You know, I'm trying to impress the wrong people. You trying to impress people that make you feel like you ain't shit. And
Right.
the reason why they want you to feel like you ain't shit is because they feel like they ain't shit. So because they ain't shit, they try to tell you you ain't shit. And if you believe that they ain't shit, that makes them think that they something.
Well,
Right?
make a T-shirt and, and then say this: hurt people because they was hurt by people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that you think about that. That's when people always gossiping and always talking and not because they got issues, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they go and pick on somebody that's got issues too, that they know got issues. So their issues not that bad. They can go like, hey, look these people issue. So they life will look better.
Right.
Somebody because somebody judged them and laughed at their life and made them feel inferior. So they got to make somebody else feel inferior. We can keep on going back to the people at the bottom of the barrel because this is where all this stems from. This stems from this gutter warfare that we have amongst ourselves. You know, and like people, and if you ever find out everybody that you get around that's nice and humble and have things and put God in their life, they not in that gutter like that. They don't be participate, you know, in the things that people in the gutter participate in. They don't even know about them for real. And
Yeah.
they don't even want to be involved and look at people like that because they better than that. They better than that because they didn't live their life where they hurt people and then somebody else go hurt somebody else.
Yeah. They
You know?
can see that you hurt. So why even take time? You know what I'm saying? Why even entertain this? You know what I'm saying? If you looking down, if you don't have to crawl your way out the barrel, you know what I'm saying, and you looking down into the barrel, like you don't even want to look into the barrel because the shit just sad.
Right. That's like I'm saying. That's just like when you know when you go to another city or something and you see it, you be like, oh, this awful. You know, this awful. I don't want no part of this. And then you go home, you be like, you feeling like you better because all you see is the worst parts of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see them parts no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see it.
Yeah, because and for me, like a person like me, I be wanting to help folks. But sometimes folks at the bottom of the barrel don't even want the help. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to speak on it. They if you try to go back and help somebody at the bottom of the barrel, they want to try to act like, oh, you think you too good. You think you too good. You just think you know everything. Like, you know
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying?
why that's why that's why that's why we don't never get nowhere. That's because you really can't help nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you help people, people take when you helping people use you. You know, it really don't nobody want no help. Like when people want money, they'll come to you and get money from you, and then won't have pay you back, and then act like I had how people you give people $20, $30, and you had to ask for your money back, and they be like, man, here your little funky $30.
It
Like
wasn't no funky little
there
$30
you go.
when you needed to eat.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's all. That's how help is. That's how help is. People don't. You go to help somebody. If they can't benefit from it, they don't want your funky help. You know what I'm saying? They don't want your fuck. You keep your fucking help.
Yeah,
But if
because if
you
I gotta do some work, hell
right,
nah.
right. But if
You
you
can keep
look,
it.
but like if you tell somebody, man, look here, man, I got some help for you. What? Man, you can go up around there and fill out them papers and they're gonna pay your rent. They'll take that help. I'm just telling you. And then they'll fill it out and everything. If you tell them anything, you can get $500. They giving away eggs and da da da. Man, they'll take that help. But man, you tell nigga, look, man, this is how you get your life together. And I'm not trying to sound like no professional, like I know what it is to be together. But I'm just saying, you be like, look, man, you have to live right, eat right, start doing things better, get Christ in your life. Man, get out here with talking that old funky stuff, man. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. How can you help me? You know, what you mean? You want to give me that 20? That's
Right.
the
How you
only
think I
help.
got $20? How you think I got $20 to give you? How you think I got it?
Niggas, niggas if we ain't got no work, no job, ask you for some money, and you know that's giving it to them. That's what they want. We done got our relationships.
Uh, it's a form of relationships, hell, because you know what I'm saying. Because people will do that. Because sometimes them people be the ones closest to you. To be
Right,
honest with you, ready to take, and then when you ask for something, you know what I'm saying. I'm just now getting away from situations like that.
right,
You know what I'm saying? It'll be the closest ones to you, and it's a shame that you gotta wash your left hand. For real, it's a shame that you gotta watch your left hand, but you do.
right. Right, because they come to you like snakes. They smooth about it. See, they work on that. That's just like they get back on relationships, though. Now we on a different part of the relationship. It's snakes in relationships. It's
Mm-hmm.
people don't really want relationship, but they'll come in there and act like they want a relationship, but all they
Whew.
want is to use somebody.
Yep. They want free room and board.
Right.
You know
We
what I'm
ain't
saying?
talking
If they lucky enough to have a baby and get some child support or
right,
get some alimony from your dumb ass, then they gonna take it. They
right.
don't love you for you.
Exactly. It's just you see it all the time now.
It's
You
normal culture. How are people making whole careers off of being baby mamas to celebrities?
right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a fucked up world we live
That's
in
what
right now.
it's crazy, right?
Yes, and it's so normalized. It's just like God don't bless shit like that. And,
Well,
and
think of how evil that must be. That you cause like you a female, right?
right,
And your whole intent is you see somebody with money, right? And your
right.
whole intent is to sleep with them and have a baby and be able to get your rent and your money for 18 years because that person's successful. So they go in, man. Could you see how they smiling at the person and looking their best for the person and saying everything that the person want to hear, looking extra sexy. But for real, man, you the devil in disguise.
You are.
You
You
know,
are.
you strip that facade and you got on you red and got horns and stuff and be scary in hell because you finna bring whoever, hell, you know, for the next year. And then I shouldn't have say females neither because
Men do it too.
guys out here too, that successful women out here, they
Yeah,
look
trap
for
them
a
down. Yeah,
and they got them same horns on there. So I'm just saying, man, we live in a scary world.
we
So how can
do.
a regular person get into a relationship, when you don't even know what's out there? That's what I'm saying. Without knowing the person, without
Yeah.
sitting down having direct conversations and knowing where the person come from and knowing about their parents and stuff and knowing their virtues and what they believe in. How can you really know a person, without getting to know them? Man, these people be having sex, had a baby, then sit down and realize that they don't even know the person, ask
Then,
the person
mm,
how they want their baby raised or nothing. They don't even know. They ain't even had that conversation. They ain't even have like to say, man, how you believe in spanking? How you believe? What you believe in? You believe in, all of a sudden now, when the baby come, you find out that the person you with got different beliefs and y'all both trying to raise a baby. God
Mm-hmm.
damn. That don't make no sense. I'm just saying, man, we live in a crazy world.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the sad part. It's so many different ways that I could go with that too. Cause like when you think about a situation like that, how selfish do you have to be to have a baby with somebody? And you know what I'm saying? And it's only for the money. Like people, y'all are creating a whole human being with somebody that you don't know, don't like, and the only reason that you're doing it is for the money. You don't give a fuck what kind of environment that this child grows up in. All that you care about is the money. Y'all don't even like each other. This kid gonna grow up seeing y'all arguing, fighting, doing whatever, getting raised two different types of ways. You know what I'm saying? And the resentment that comes from having a baby with somebody that don't even want to have a baby with you in the first place. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like people are just so selfish. They don't care about the repercussions to other people. You don't care that you ruining somebody else's life. You potentially ruining your own child life. You don't give a fuck. All you care about is that dollar.
It's crazy.
And they'll do it time and time and time again. And we normalize this shit. We idolize this shit as a culture and want to act like this shit is okay. No, it's not. It's
Well,
not.
well, that's to keep us from thinking about the important things. That's what that does. It keeps us from worrying about education and everything that we should do as a people. We all on that crazy stuff. Everything goes back. You can talk about relationships, finances, races, and people and everything, but everything goes back to one thing. It goes back to we in a box that they want to keep us confused, and not never doing nothing right. Ain't no part of our life is correct. Everything is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, that way you could keep on paying all this money at the grocery store, all this interest rate, everything like and everything. And everything in your life will be messed up. Everything in your life will be messed up because how now we done raise people to believe in different things, and nobody want to figure nothing out, and then we just got selfish people in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we just running and running and running and running and chasing and chasing. Everybody wants to rush through everything. You know what I'm saying? We want to rush through the process of building relationships. We want to rush through life to the success. Nobody wants to actually, you know what I'm saying, do the work, build the right foundations and shit. And then we wonder why the world seems like it's on fire.
Right,
It's us. It's us as people. You know what I'm saying? Because we not doing it the right way. The devil running the world right now.
right. You absolutely right. You absolutely. That's the bottom line. But nobody want to really figure that out because he done made his way in the church and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He made his way into politics and everything. He's so funny. He used to be, man. You had Christians that they belief was so heavy that you could fight the devil. But now I think that evilness done woe out the Christians. You know, I think you can't. I think they can't get this so much. I'm for real. I remember growing up. This whole different subject. You looked at TV. It was wholesome TV and stuff like that. And you listen to music, and it was wholesome music, man. You talk about we listened at the dramatics and all that stuff, man. You
Yeah.
know, dramatics be like, I want to hold your hand. I want to go outside. It might sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? You hitting that right. And
Yeah.
that's what life was about. But now you turn on your TV, you got sex. You got man sex, woman sex, man sex, woman sex. I mean, they hitting you with it. And look, I ain't saying it's wrong. None of it wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they forcing it,
It's so much. It's so
Right.
graphic. It's
And
no
then when you listen
innuendo
at
no
the
more.
music, right? Then when you listen at the music, man, it's just the music just say what they want to do to you. They want to throw you on the bed. They want to take it out, stick it in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You listen, you be like, did this nigga just say that?
Yeah,
You
you
know,
did.
you know what I'm saying? It ain't no imagination. So everything, man, we live in.
None.
Satan just done took over, and Satan done took over. Then you have these churches. You go to church, you be like, yeah, I'm finna get some good God today. I'm finna sit on down, and all of a sudden the pastor start talking about money. You
Yeah.
know? See what I'm saying? They start
Yeah.
talking about money. So
Yeah. In his
you
$1,000 suit.
right. You
Finna
in
get
the
in his whole
airplane
$1,000
and
car.
it's
Yeah.
Mercedes Benz, right? Telling you, hey, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. They sitting up with you sitting up here in church playing Simon Says,
Yep.
you know. And I ain't trying to be funny. You sitting up because that's a way of mind control. When they tell you get up, praise the Lord, clap for Jesus. Well, why don't you just read the scripture, you know, and give me some information and if the spirit hit me, how about I get up and clap myself?
Right.
You know, don't
Right.
tell them get up. Why y'all ain't shouting? Cause see when you do all that, and then when they tell you to okay, it's time to collect money because they done told you to get up, clap your hands, get up, go hug your neighbor. Do it. They done
You
told
know
you
the
everything,
routine. You got the
right?
program.
So in your mind, once they tell you to, hey, now it's time to give. Now you digging in your wallet. You not because, hey, of course everybody in here giving, so I look bad. Just like we was talking about relationships. So I look bad if I don't go get my 10% or drop this 30, 40, 50 in here. And
Right.
then, they sitting up there collecting money and go, these fools, you know, these fools do anything I say. Let me tell them that I love them. I love y'all. Now come back next week, you
But
know. And I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
uh,
All churches ain't like that. I'm saying these bigger ones. When it's the pastor birthday, man, that's when they sit up and tell you don't buy me nothing. Don't buy me nothing. But what you can do, you can give me cash or
but
gift cards. I'm like, nigga, give me what y'all had on my birthday.
right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
How in the hell am I giving y'all money on Sunday, giving you cash, gift card on your birthday,
We
on
not
your wife's
donating to a
anniversary?
cause or something. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like we not giving it to something that actually matters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just getting you some extra gas from Quick Trip.
But
You
look,
know?
on your birthday, they don't even say happy birthday. They tell everybody to stand up and then we're gonna wish y'all happy birthday. On your wedding anniversary, they ain't acknowledge it. What make them special? See, that's that stuff you be thinking about. That's that stuff, now you done got me off. You got me talking about the church.
Yeah,
Girl, I'm
look
gonna
now.
go to hell. I was just talking about the devil. Now I'm just sounding just like the devil.
Nah, I mean it's not. You know what?
Ooh,
It ain't. It ain't the devil, man. It ain't the devil, man. Cause what ain't on the man? You always say when the devil goes to
when the
church.
devil go to church,
When the
I know
devil
that's
goes
right.
to church, okay? The devil be in church. You know why people act like the devil don't go to church? Shit, sometimes the devil run to church.
Well, that's
I
why
know
they
y'all
get
watch
you.
P
That's why.
Valley. I know y'all watch P Valley.
That's
Stop
that's
playing with me.
that's why they. That's how they get you. That's how they get you, Rich. If you talk about the church, you the one that's you the one when you speak on you the one that's bad guy. You know,
Nah,
you
nah, ain't
know,
no
man.
bad guy. Ain't no bad guy. It gotta be said. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that all churches are bad. That's not even what you're saying. But it's intention and everything. Everything has intention. You know what I'm saying? Some pastors, you know what I'm saying? Like where the old school pastors at? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When you think about it, it's just like shit, back in the day, they was fighting the civil rights movement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They did. Martin Luther King did stuff for free. He wasn't taking no money.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you got all these fat cat, man. They don't flip it, man.
They
The
doing
pimp, the
outreach.
pimps ain't on. Look, the pimps ain't on the street no more.
They in the
I'm
church.
just
They in the
telling you.
pulpit.
They looking good when they walk up in there. When they walk up in there, they looking good. That's all I'm saying. They looking good with their security guard. And the pimps ain't in the street no more. That's all I'm saying. Pimps ain't in the street no more. But you know, when my daddy say, everybody gonna have to answer for what they do.
They do.
You know, so one day, they gonna get old and they gonna die, and they gonna have to answer for. They gonna have to for answer what they do, because they say you don't go to heaven because you don't go to hell because you committed sins. You go to hell because you didn't believe in God. And you can't believe in God if you spreading all these falseness and chasing money like that. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't just use his words like that against him to take advantage of people.
No.
You're supposed to help people. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. But
we
on
about
that,
we
yeah.
about ready to wrap.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Before we piss some more people off. Let's go ahead and get us out of here.
Right. Yeah, that's life. That's life. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying
saying
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
You
But
know.
yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed this week episode of Thinker versus Speaker. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I mean, we ain't on Twitter. What I'm talking about. Follow us on all the pages. Go to my Facebook page. You'll be able to find it. I'm at Marissa Y17 on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. And Marissa Yarbrough on Facebook, also known as Marissa the Thinker on Facebook and YouTube. You don't like telling people where to find you at.
No, I'll be back. I'll be back next week.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. I
You ain't no telling what I got coming next week, y'all. Y'all just gonna have to stay tuned. I got so much stuff going on in the works, and I actually mean it when I say it. So we got so much going on. Y'all just gonna have to stay tuned. And make sure y'all check out my second YouTube channel, Confessions of a Healing Healer. Got
It's nice. It's nice. I like to read, Miss Rissy.
you do?
You know, I like to read. I'm gonna start getting that out there. Have a good one, y'all. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We're gonna see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.